Okay, let's try that again.
Was that really hot? Smile. Hey guys, my name is Emily.
My name's Amanda. Welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. You guys have been following us along in our Boston series, which has included fishing, it's included lobstering, some more fishing, and now today we're gonna do some Boston by foot. We're gonna be going to some of the oldest places in Boston, which includes some of the oldest places in America. Since we've been here, we have learned that Boston is so full of American history. I mean, we always knew that, but it wasn't so close to home as we knew. We grew up in Florida, so for us, our American history was always St. Augustine and Ponce de Leon and Christopher Columbus, but being in America, we're learning about the Boston Tea Party and the British and all these different areas of America that we always learn in history class, but I didn't realize how close to home it was. So it's pretty cool to be here. But today's first stop is going to be the Oyster Union House. So the Oyster Union House is America's oldest restaurant, and what that means is it's America's oldest restaurant in continuous service, which means from the day they opened, they have never shut down. So we're gonna go check it out there. That place is famous for their oysters, for their seafood. Of course, all of Boston is famous for its seafood, its lobster rolls, but we're gonna go check it out there, try some of this famous food. But one of my favorite facts about the Union Oyster House is that the Kennedys frequently visited this restaurant, so much so that they love to eat upstairs in the private dining room in a specific booth, and this specific booth is now called the Kennedy booth. I'm not really sure if we're allowed to eat in this booth anymore, but we're gonna go check it out and show you guys and bring you along with us.
I'm guessing that's the guy.
I'm guessing this is the guy. Hot. Oh. Hot. Oh. Okay, let's try that again.
Was that really hot? Smile. How cute.
Oh my God. You guys see that big red brick building? That is Faneuil Hall. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that or if I'm pronouncing it right, but that is my best guess at it. You guys see these bricks that we're walking on. So these bricks, these are running along the side of Faneuil Hall, but these bricks, what they do is they represent the path to the Freedom Trail, which is a 2.5-mile walk through Boston that takes you through all these different historic places such as Faneuil Hall, Bunker Hill,
Paul Revere's house.
Several
famous churches,
and several graveyards too, which have very famous Americans buried there. This place is full of American history. We're getting cornbread instead of bread. And we did ask if we could eat in the Kennedy booth, and they said that the upstairs is closed for dining, but we are allowed to go up there and check it out. So we are gonna make sure we go up there and check out the Kennedy booth.
We ordered the seafood sampler, which is oysters, clams, and shrimp. The shrimp is the safe one, which I actually don't really prefer cold shrimp. I like my shrimp hot, but I know I like shrimp because I like shrimp. The clams, these are the clams. They're pretty large. The clams that we had when we went to the first restaurant that we ate at when we first got here were much smaller. And these are the oysters. And we felt like we're in Boston, so we have to try it. This is pretty out there for me, guys, because I don't really like raw fish, so the fact that I'm eating a raw oyster, pretty crazy.
But you're in Boston and you have to try it.
First, I'm gonna try this horseradish, make sure I like it before I even put it on there.
Horseradish? You only put a little bit.
Oh.
Which is really pungent. It's not bad.
Need some water. I think I'll just stick to the cocktail sauce.
Can you put cocktail sauce on oysters?
Why not?
You might as well.
I'm gonna put a lot of flavor on there.
No, squeeze the lemon on.
Oh yeah, the lemon would be good.
Do that.
Okay. And the lemon. Here goes the lemon.
Okay, now you can either use your fork to pull it out or you can slurp it out. I would use your fork.
Right, here goes nothing.
Just don't chew, swallow.
Thoughts? That was more psychologically scary, but it's a texture thing. It tastes like lemon and cocktail sauce. The texture's kind of weird. So wait, I need a minute. I don't know. Some cornbread to like. Better. Well, I did it. And I'm proud of myself for doing it.
It's my turn, and I'm going to try a clam raw, and I'm just gonna load it with sauce because I don't know why we're doing this, but we're in Boston, and this is what you do here, and we're trying to really get into the culture
And immerse ourselves.
But what I'm excited for is later on today in this video, we're gonna be going to Little Italy and going to like an Italian bakery, and that I know I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. But we're gonna go for it, eat this clam.
So let's see your clam first. What'd you put on it?
I loaded it with cocktail sauce and lemon to play it safe. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Ew. Mm-mm. No. Come on. Okay. It's not a flavor thing. It's not a flavor thing at all. The flavor's fine. It's the texture. I can't do I love cooked clams, raw oysters. It's a texture thing. I'm proud of myself for trying it, but I'd never do this again.
I'm really happy. The next meal, the next dish is clam chowder.
Which we love.
Clam chowder.
Clam
So
chowder.
I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna give it a taste.
Give it a taste, also if it compares to
Probably
all
super hot.
of your clam chowder taste buds that you've tasted in the past. You're gonna fill up on clam chowder today?
Oh yeah.
Everybody has told us that you can't come to Boston without trying a lobster roll. So we got a lobster roll to share. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. I've never eaten a lobster roll ever in my life, for the record.
For the record.
Okay.
How is it?
It's really good.
It is really good?
There's a lot of lobster in it. Like it's
Oh.
like packed with lobster.
From the Kennedy booth.
You did?
Yeah.
I was looking for it.
Go forward.
Oh, we're cutting through the kitchen.
Okay. Cutting through the kitchen.
Where is it?
To your left.
Oh, it's right here. Right here, I found it.
Here's Kennedy booth.
Dedicated May 1977. This was the favorite booth of John F. Kennedy when he dined at the Union Oyster House.
Take a seat.
Yeah, I need to sit in it.
Here you go.
Look guys, I'm sitting in the Kennedy booth.
Wow, it's so dark up here. It kind of sets the vibe.
It sets the vibe.
Sets the scene.
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is where John F. Kennedy
He used to come and eat his oysters.
and his lobster rolls,
His lobster rolls and
Clam chowder. The toothpick, the very first toothpick was used here at the Oyster House. Check it out.
The toothpick was first used in the U.S. at the Union Oyster House.
And I'm sitting, look how cool
You're in the
this is.
toothpick
So
booth.
Cool, I'm at the toothpick booth. When we were doing our research, I found that apparently most bars and taverns, I guess this is a restaurant, but this definitely has a tavern vibe to it, always had low ceilings, and if you look, I'm only 5'3", guys, and I just touched the ceiling. I can touch the ceiling, low ceilings, it had fireplaces, it had warm lighting, totally, completely feel like I'm back in the 1800s. Our next stop is going to be the Green Dragon Tavern, which is the oldest tavern in America. it's only appropriate for this video, as clearly we made it the oldest restaurant. Now we're gonna go to the oldest tavern. It got its name because apparently there was a green copper, well actually it wasn't green copper, there was a copper dragon at the entrance, and the copper patinaed and turned green. Hence the name, the Green Dragon Tavern. So let's check it out, see if it's open, show you guys the oldest bar or tavern in America. I am now sitting in front of the Green Dragon Tavern. I'm sitting outside, you can see it's right behind me.
There it is, right behind us, and we are a little disappointed there is no green dragon above the door.
I was really hoping to see a green dragon, but that's okay guys. The original building was actually demolished. So this is the new building with no green dragon. However, a really cool fact is that this is where the secret meeting took place, that Paul Revere took his midnight ride to go warn the Patriots that the British were coming. So much history here, it's unbelievable.
And we're eating at the Green Dragon. Something really unique is right behind me is the oldest bar in continuous service called Bell in Hand, which has been open, I wrote this down, since 1795. That's a very long time. So if the Green Dragon was closed, we were planning on going to Bell in Hand, but we didn't realize they were actually right next to each other. So we're eating at the Green Dragon, but sitting between both bars. Bell in Hand has really cool history. So way back when, before the internet and cell phones, and we could Google our news and get our information, Boston and the world used to have what they would call town criers. Jimmy Wilson was a famous town crier, and what he would do is he would go around with a big bell and ring it and start yelling the news of what's going on in Boston. He would talk about things like the Boston Tea Party, the Battle of Bunker Hill, that the Americans defeated the British, all of that. And when Jimmy Wilson retired, he opened a bar, which is right behind me, called Bell in Hand. And he chose to name it Bell in Hand because he used to run around with his bell in hand.
Obviously, we just had a whole entire very stuffing meal, but now that we're at the oldest tavern in America, it's only appropriate that we try a beer. This is the Green Dragon beer of the Green Dragon Tavern. Guys, anyone that's not 21, wait till you're 21 to try this. Disclaimer. I'm gonna taste this. You ready?
Go.
Very light. Oh,
better than the oysters?
100% better than the oyster. They said that this is their lightest beer on the menu on draft. It's good. I like light beers. Happy with it. Want to give it a taste?
Back on the Freedom Trail,
We
which
see our shadows.
goes
Hey
through Little Italy. Hi! Something cool is in Little Italy. It's actually Paul Revere's house. So before we stop at our bakery, we're gonna go ahead and find Paul Revere's house. Can you see it?
I see it. It's behind
so
you.
This house behind me is Paul Revere's house, and you can pay $5 to do a tour of it, which we actually just did, but you're not allowed to take pictures or cameras inside, which is really sad because we wanted to show you guys. Either way, we're gonna try to get some pictures to pop up from the internet if there are any. I'm sure there are somewhere that we can find, but anyway, so this house is from the 1600s. It looks like it's from the 1600s, even though Paul Revere didn't own it till the 1700s. But when he bought the house, it was from the 1600s. It was so outdated that there's 2 kitchens in the house because he built a second kitchen to update his kitchen. So that was kind of cool, and we got to see some of the original furniture from Paul Revere that was in his family, original artwork from his family, and original cast iron pots and pans. Enough with the history. It's time to go get a cannoli from an Italian bakery in Little Italy. We decided to get
Almost there.
a variety of pastries
Oh yes.
to get the full experience. We have a cannoli right there. We got a mini cannoli because I'm not sure we got our big cannoli people. We have a lobster tail and a tiramisu.
Here's the cannoli. We got a mini one because this is a lot of dessert.
Okay,
Ready?
taste it.
Taste it.
What does it taste like?
Very sweet.
Really? Is it good?
It is good. Really vanilla. Very. You know, I don't know what to compare it to. But it's
a cannoli.
It's cannoli.
I'm gonna go ahead and taste this lobster tail, but to be totally honest with you, I have no idea how I'm gonna dive into it. I'm just gonna move the tiramisu out of the way so that I can access this thing. Like, how much have you seen how large this thing's like the size of my face?
Just put your fork into it.
Or do you bite
Take
into
a giant bite.
it? See this thing?
I see it.
That's really good.
Is it?
It's like whipped cream in a pastry. That's all it is. It's whipped cream. It's
really
like
good.
whipped cream and pastry. Time to dive. There's lobster tail on your lens. Time to dive into the tiramisu. So I do like tiramisu, so I feel like I will know if this tastes good. It's something I've had before. That was my first lobster tail and one of my first cannolis. That's really good. So I love the lobster tail. I love the tiramisu. Those are my favorite. I'm not a big cannoli person to begin with, but I really like that cannoli too. This is the second cannoli we've had since we've been here, and I like this cannoli the best. But this tiramisu and that lobster tail. The tiramisu is light and fluffy with like that hint of chocolate espresso.
If you guys like this video, please hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. It really helps us out. We just wanted to give a really big shout out to Captain Anthony from Chasin Fisheries for hosting us this week, taking us bluefin tuna fishing, striper bass fishing, setting us up to go Maine lobstering.
Boston lobstering to be exact. If we did anything on this trip that you guys enjoyed, tuna fishing, striped bass fishing, lobstering, where we ate, what we did, all the details are going to be in the description box for you guys to check out. Go ahead, guys, stay tuned because we do have plans to come back and go after that bluefin that we lost. We're not sure when. The one that got away, we are coming back. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen. So stay tuned and make sure you follow Gale Force Twins on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.